I'm chasing the political force of nature that is 17-year-old Kristen Towkaniuk. I first met her on the steps of the State House. She was leading a protest there because she wants Newark to regain control of their schools.
We have a duty to fight! We have a duty to win! We have a duty to win! We must love and protect one another! We must love and protect one another!
Because Governor Christie has put a superintendent there, Cami Anderson, and she wants the local schools and local officials to be the ones handling, not the state. Now, she did not get to meet Governor Christie that time in Trenton, right outside his office, but she chased him down to Belmar to his latest town hall meeting. And there, she actually got to speak to the governor. I spoke to her over Skype while she was in her home.
I've heard a lot of different things about his town halls, that they were staged, that I wasn't going to get picked. But when I was picked, it was like all an adrenaline rush almost. And I was like, this is it, like, wow.
And the question she asked him was, why not have a town hall meeting in Newark?
You claim to love Newark, and it's your hometown, but why have you blatantly ignored Newark in your over 120 town hall meetings? And will you be willing to come to Newark? We have,
I've been to Newark, I would suspect, more than any governor who has been serving in the last 40 years.
But have you had a public town hall meeting?
I have had public events. I don't know whether I've had an actual town hall meeting, but I've had public events in Newark where people have been able to ask me questions. And to say that the governor who's spending $1 billion a year on the Newark school system, the governor who has spent over $4 billion in economic development for the city of Newark, is blatantly ignoring Newark, is, with all due respect, just not well informed. Go to Mayor Booker and ask him whether he thinks in the years that he was mayor that I ignored Newark. The fact is, I've spent as much time or more in Newark than anybody has, and the idea that I have ignored Newark is really ridiculous.
I'm talking about the town halls. Will you be willing to have a town hall in Newark with the public?
You know, I've been to Newark a bunch of times, and if I decide to have a town hall in Newark, I'll have one. But the fact is, I've been to every part of the state, and I've been to Newark literally dozens of times in forums where I've taken questions and in forums where I haven't taken questions. And so the answer is, I'll do my town halls where me and my staff think are the best place for me to do the town halls. If one of them turns up in Newark, I hope you show up and you get to ask a question. That's better than the one you just asked.
So I asked Kristen, how did she feel about that interaction with the governor?
The entire time, as soon as I said I was the president of the Newark Students Union, his attitude just kind of went up there, and he was condescending the entire time. But that's what I expected.
This is not a timid, invisible 17-year-old. This is a vocal, strong, opinionated young woman. I suspect that the governor might have been loaded for bear. He might have had his finger on the trigger already, and in a classic case of Christie, overkill, overspoke his response to her question.
This is, in my personal opinion, watching her, she presented herself professionally. She asked legitimate questions about a town hall in the largest city in the state. And to see the governor respond to her like that seems to me that bully message may be coming back. It was overkill. She's 17 years old.
And you know, Kristen shouldn't be faulted for having a big following. I mean, that's her talent. She's able to gather hundreds of people onto the State House. She was able to gather hundreds of kids, leave their classrooms, and walk to the steps of Newark City Hall. So that's all achievement.
In fairness, it was interesting. People clapped after that interaction with the two of them. So I guess they like the hard-hitting Christie.
So I continued my chase onto Newark City Hall. I'm inside the building right now to ask Mayor Ras Baraka what his reaction is to the interaction between Governor Christie and 17-year-old Kristen Towkaniuk, asking if a town hall meeting could be held here in his city, here in Newark. I was told by Mayor Ras Baraka's chief of staff that he has no reaction to that interaction, and I was also told that he would be making no comment. I'd like to know what you think about all this. Tweet me at Chasing Sabile and follow the show at Chasing NJ.
Apparently living